Do you feel like everybody feels like social media is everything, that they need to spend more
Yeah.
money, or
Oh,
they?
100%. Most of I will say social media is booming right now. That's been the main bulk of, a lot of what we've been working with on clients. We've also found radio. A lot more people are listening to radio again. And so we've seen an increase in listenership on radio, a lot more with podcasts. So podcasts are huge right now, and we're getting a lot of visibility for clients through that. So yeah, I think there's a lot more opportunity if you're very, a little more creative with what you're putting out now.
Because I think nowadays there's so much noise. Like there's so much noise
Yeah.
in every platform, and it seems like, and you hear the same thing over and over in every platform. Like, so for you, do you do like cartwheels on video just to let people know?
I know, right? Well, so when we started and I know we were talking kind of about pivoting and stuff here too. When we started, of course, to stand out from everything, I had hot pink hair and stuff, right? Remember, like back in the day.
Yeah.
And
I think that's your signature mark. That's why I remember
that was
you.
our signature thing, because that was our branding color. So my hair was pink, everything was pink. And that made us stand out from the noise. But now we're on social, and as much as I'd love to do cartwheels on film, I can't do anything. I'm not athletic whatsoever, so cartwheels are out of the question. But what we have worked with clients a lot on is not just what makes you stand out from the noise, but what is most useful for your potential customers or clients. So it's not that you have to come out and sing and dance, so that helps on TikTok and things like that, but it's really, what are you offering above and beyond what everybody else is offering on social? And can people count on that consistently over and over and over again, that when they come to their pages, they're going to either be entertained or educated? And that's pretty much what we try to stick to for our clients right now, is to give the biggest value offering on social possible.
And do they have like, oh, I can only spend $5 a week in ads, or because are the ads ramping up? I mean, I think spending has been a little negative, hasn't it?
So yes and no, because it depends on the industry. We work with like a lot of the smaller mom and pop shops, retail shops, restaurants, things like that we work with. We've gone from maybe a few $100 or $1,000 in budgets to maybe $5 or $10 here and there to boost a post, because business really was hurting for them in 2020. But we have other clients. For instance, we work with an international children's program, and that's Masha and the Bear. And Masha and the Bear, their budgets increased during this whole time because children were home more, they're watching television more, their numbers were increasing, their business started booming. So I think it does depend on the industry. Our yacht client, for instance, is spending more and more on social, and we've taken money out of a lot of the print ads and things like that. They're not doing boat shows this year. So a lot of the funds that used to go into boat show booths and things like that are going more into social ads. So yeah, it's been a big mix on that side of things.
That's very cool. So, I mean, do you feel very positive as far as people will be spending more money on digital media than they would off?
Yeah, I really do. I think, like, absolutely. I think more people are spending money on digital. I think they're spending money to have people help to manage their digital assets and things like that. A lot of content creation coming out of all of this, because again, as you said, you have to stand out from the noise, and there's people out there who do it brilliantly. So even for us, like, we don't do a lot of video production. We do video or TikTok or things like that. But when it comes to full scale video production, we started working with some just absolutely amazing people who, it's one person with a camera, and they weren't even doing this before. But now that the pandemic hit, this is what they've kind of pivoted into. And the talent is amazing. So I'm really positive with everything that's come out of the pandemic. As much as there's been negative, there's been a lot of positive, I think, for our industry.
And I think a lot of people are afraid, but yet they're more bolder than they were when there was no pandemic.
Yes. I think the thing that I keep hearing, and I keep repeating as well, is now's the time to do it. Like, the whole world is going crazy. So if you're going to change what you were doing, or you just want to kind of throw it all, into the wind and try something brand new, do it now. Everybody else is. So I think really, like, it's almost freeing in a sense that we're not constricted by everything that existed pre-pandemic. Everybody's gone virtual. People are realizing you could do a lot of different jobs from home. I know my husband and I, like, pretty much do everything from the road now. We're consistently taking road trips and going, different places with us or the kids or whatever. And we're doing a lot from the phones and stuff. We actually, Mariana is on the call with us. She's here today, and she's an amazing virtual assistant, and being able to work with virtual assistants like her, hi, we couldn't have gotten through 2020 without her working on some of our client stuff. So it's been pretty amazing. And I think there's a lot of positive that's come out of this.
I love that. And I think that's the most important thing that we need to share is that, opportunities arises and based on how we want to look at it, and how we want to be promoted.
Yeah.
And it's stepping up to the plate. I think just showing up is the key. Just showing up. And Emily, all the years I've known you, you always show up.
You too. No, for real. We've done, I mean, as this is the getting to know the board, Tonya was on Twitter before anybody else. So she was like talking to herself on Twitter. And, we all joined in under her like umbrella of guidance on how to use this stuff. And she's been amazing. So of course.
But, it's funny because like, we wouldn't know each other unless we were all on a platform. We wouldn't, like, we didn't even know each other's name. I always knew you as Emily on the app.
Right.
I didn't know what your name was. I didn't know your last name was Taffel, and then they changed to Cohen. I didn't even know all that.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're still to me, Emily on the app.
Yep. And that's to so many people. Like I'll talk to people and they're like, you seem so familiar to me, but I don't know where I know you. And we'll talk and they're like, oh, you're Emily on the app. And I'm like, right. Yes. Great. You know me online only. No, but it's
now you have Mugsy PR.
Now I have Mugsy PR. So many people know us just as Mugsy. We go places and it's just like, oh, it's Mugsy. And they have no clue my real name. So I'll take it. That was my nickname anyways. So it's all good. But yeah, I think it's great. Honestly, I wouldn't know my best friend. I wouldn't know either of my best friends. I wouldn't know my husband. I wouldn't know you if it weren't for social media. So I'm a big fan.
So am I actually. I'm like, I actually took like 3 weeks off of digital media just to detox. And I try to do it every year, but only 1 week. But this year I did it for 3 weeks. I mean, I say 2 weeks, but then really 3 weeks. And then when I got back on it, I think poor Mariana, she had like opportunity to watch me get like, I like when I get on the internet for some reason, it makes me hyper. Like, and then if I drink 1 cup of tea, forget it. So like, I don't know, it's something to do with touching technology or just learning all that information. But, I love what I do and I love to empower women and just to see who they are and push them to the next level. And we work together as a community, as I call it, as a town or as the sisterhood, if you want to call it.
Yes.
So, as we're going to go ahead and start going. So let me introduce a little bit about women in communication. Plus, this is just being recorded. We're going to be live streaming it. It'll go out live starting Monday morning. It'll go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the different social media. So we run it all through to the whole month into our next month, which is we're going to do a whole empowerment. I feel like women need more empowerment right before Valentine's Day. I don't know why we have to feel this way. But I think we just need, a little bit encouragement, boosting, I don't know, just empowering each other. And I think it all starts with each other's story. So I want to kind of like bring it all back. And before we start, let me just tell a little bit about women communication. And I'm just going to jump in and let Emily talk a little bit more about how she started really and some of her projects. Because, I watched your video, Emily. I edited some of it, your bio video. I love it. And we want to run it all through the month also, just to show everyone who you are. But a lot of stuff you told me, I didn't even know about you. So I like that. We're going to touch base on that. So before we start. So my name is Tonya Scholz. I am the president of the Association for Women in Communications, the South Florida chapter. And I actually, I was telling Emily before we started was that I joined Women in Communication in 2008, not because I want to be the president, not because of anything. I sat in a luncheon and was listening about different things that I've never known about. One, Twitter. I mean, this is like, I didn't even know about Twitter. I was like, and then and I was like, you know what, I'm going to join, and then I got really excited because I joined Facebook already. And so our chapter, the South Florida chapter, was the first chapter to embrace technology. I mean, we embrace social media, and social media is a communication platform. And since we are women in communication, our goal is to strive to be the best and be able to give education that's so important to our members, because it's at the end of the day, what's going to step us out of everybody else is providing the key education in real time, not about, about what we find out today, we will share with you, and we try to be the first one there. So with that in mind, Women Communication was founded in 1909. We started out as a women's journalist group. It was one of the first one, and they were at the University of Washington. And from there, we grew. And as you know, women has been fighting for their rights to vote and to make a point to stand. And actually, Women Communication moved our office to Washington, D.C. during the time where we're fighting with equal rights. And so, and then just, I think a couple of years ago, we moved back so to Washington. And so now every chapter, we all have our own messages, how we learn, but because of COVID, the South Florida chapter, we're not meeting until we're comfortable with everything. So we're doing everything online. So it's all the other chapters. So which means the benefit for everyone is that if you were a member, or if you're a non-member, you can pay for the classes. Or if you are a member, you can go ahead and log on and watch all the different classes are being presented from every chapter. So it gives you more of an education and also the connection behind it. So the website of National, which is WOMCOM.org, womcom.org. It's a fantastic back end. You want to sign up for job notification, you want to learn more, anything, you can just sign up for it. And you can actually look from the back end, research the different women in communication members that you might want to do business with or call upon. So I think that's one of the key things that I love about women in communication. It's just about empowering each other. So it's not because even if we're not in the same town, you can reach out to other members and be part of it. So I see our secretary joined, so she's on, so she should be popping in soon. So with that in mind, for 2021, we survived. Actually, she's not. We got to flip you over. There we go. So in 2021, we're looking forward to a lot of empowerment, education, but stepping out of the box, meaning we want to be also empowering our members, besides just education and communication, but also empowering in health. So we really, our board is we have our communication director, his Emily, and then we have our secretary, who is our Jeanne, Pitre. I actually call her doctor. She's a naturopath doctor, and she's like, I've learned so much. Every time I meet with her, I learn something in health. So we have her on board, and Terry Michael who is our VP. She is the operational director for Balance for Life Florida, which is a health and wellness retreat. She'll pop in and share with us. So with that, we wanted to be able to have a well-rounded board, where each board member can be able to be part of the conversation and also share their thoughts. So today I want to go ahead and start out with our communication director. Without her, we won't have a voice, and we look forward from hearing all the different ideas and pitch. And I want to go ahead and introduce, I was going to play your video, but I think because I love your video, but let me just go ahead and introduce. This is our communication director, Emily Taffel.
Hello, nice to meet everybody. Thank you all for joining us today. And yeah, I mean, since we're not going to play my video, I'll just tell you all that I'm the owner and founder of Mugsy PR, and we do public relations and marketing. I also own an empowering t-shirt and baby onesie company called Unruly Emotion. I have a children's book that I wrote that's coming out this year. I'm the queen of the pivot. I have done everything from working in theater and film all the way to marketing now. And yeah, I love changing up what I'm doing, and I love empowering other women and mentoring other women and all of that good stuff. And I like talking a lot. So as you all have heard so far, I will talk your ears off. So hence becoming the communications director, and having met Tonya, it was a shoo-in that I was going to join this organization. I love it. So
yeah. Thank you. Well, she had no choice, by the way. I didn't even give her a chance to say no.
True, but I wouldn't have said no anyways.
So I want to go ahead and introduce our secretary, who is very like, where's my notes? Where's my video, Tonya? Jeanne Pitre, who is an incredible woman who is, we're doing a lot in healthcare, health and wellness. But before we start, Jeanne, why don't you go ahead and tell our participant a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So interestingly enough, I have had a very, I'm sure just like the rest of you, a very dynamic course with, just like Emily, with how I winded up where I am. So I'm from Louisiana, and I am from New Orleans. So good loving, good eating, good music, all of that stuff is super important in my life. And when I initially went to school for vocal performance. So I'm an opera singer. And then what happened was I decided to have a family, and my vocal coach basically told me, hold on one second. Terry's saying she can't get in, Tonya. So if you can help her out there. Um, so
Emily has.
what happened then was I decided to have a family, and my vocal coach said, you can't tour. It's not a great idea to tour in the opera and have small children. So she said, make a choice. And so I thought about it, said, well, maybe I'll teach music education. And I went into the education system, and I saw very soon that education is not for me. Not teaching little ones. I don't have patience of steel. God bless those people that do. And so I went into the field of nursing instead. Didn't really know what I was going into. However, I knew that nursing would just be a viable career. I knew that I would be able to make a living. I would be able to provide for my family. And I found myself initially working in a level 1 trauma center, charity hospital in New Orleans. I got the most amazing experience with nursing. However, I found that what I was doing was treating just the symptom, giving a pill for a headache, or giving a pill for hypertension, or giving a pill because somebody came back from surgery and they were in pain. And I really didn't see healing happening within the organization that I was working in. And so I just ventured into learning more on my own. And it just so happened I called this divine intervention. As I was sorting out a shift in my career, I love nursing, but I just wanted to do a very different aspect of it. I also found myself in alignment with a clinic in Louisiana that was delivering IV nutritional therapy. And this is about 15 years ago. They were doing some specific nutrients that were helping with addiction, neurodegeneration. And the first opportunity that I had to basically witness one of their patients and their healing aspect of this treatment, I was sold. And so since then, and the specific nutrient is called NAD, and Tonya can tell you more about it. And, we're all enthusiasts about NAD. But since then, I've opened my own clinic. I have become part of a nonprofit organization that our mission is threefold. Our mission is to optimize brain health. Our mission is to reverse aging by 20 years, and also cure addiction. And it all has to do with the foundation of delivering NAD. I'm also part of a nutraceutical company that has produced sublingual NAD tablets and also patches. Usually, about 20 years ago, the only way that you could get treatment was through the IV administration, and it's not very cost effective, and it takes a long time. So it was my hopes and my dreams to bring it to the consumer base, to a broader audience. And so I've been able to launch that business. Another business that I'm in is also NAD testing. So there's not, to date, there's not a specific test that tests for this nutrient within the body. So as people were saying, we're getting better. We're feeling amazing. We're feeling vivacious. Our brain clarity is there. Our visual acuity has gotten better. I'm not having cravings anymore from addiction. We needed something to measure that. And so now I'm part of a team that is creating the test to basically not diagnose, but to look at the levels of NAD within someone's body. And let's see, the other thing that I'm involved in is I'm always looking for something. I'm happy to be part of the 2021 Women in Communication team, representing them as their secretary. And, I'm really taking the approach this year with reflecting on 2020 and really looking to learn from what it is that I've learned from it. And going into this year, my motto or my mantra has become to inspire, to educate, and to empower. And so, if I can do that by sharing my life story, or if I can do that by speaking with clients, consumers, or patients about holistic health and empowering them, then that's my goal for this year. So, and hopefully my goal for life.
I love that. I think it's amazing because also what you just said is your mantra for the next year is really the AWC mantra as well, right? Which is to empower and to educate and to be able to do all that. And I think it's so cool how much the organization has been able to still do that throughout the pandemic, throughout the past year, and being able to go virtual and do that into 2021. So, I think I love being a member and getting to meet you and everyone else. It's been we've never actually met in person. So I think, it's amazing though to really get to know everyone through Zoom. So actually several of you on the call today, I've never met in person, but I feel like I know you all. So
we all exist now in the teleconference world.
We do. It feels like the Jetsons. Remember when you used to watch the Jetsons and they would hologram in from the TV? That's what I feel like we've been doing. Like you've all now seen my bedroom and stuff. So it's just gross. So before you came on, I know we've lost Tonya. She was having some internet issue. Oh, wait, there she is. Hold on. There's Tonya. Hello.
Sorry about that, ladies. Oh my God. I want to know. Like, hold on, let me turn on my camera here.
Today has been a comedy of errors on this.
We're gonna blame the weather on this one. It doesn't rain very much down here, so.
Yeah.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm like, you know how you always have your phone charged, but then that one day when anything could happen, your phone didn't get charged.
Mhm.
That happened. That happened. Then my neighbor's trying to figure out what's going on with our internet. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'll figure out when I get done. So, and I guess Terry did Terry get in?
No, she still hasn't gotten in.
Yeah.
Jeanne, and I'm so sorry. I missed your talk. Oh my goodness, sorry.
Oh, quite all right. I'm sure you've heard it before. And so, but Emily, you were saying, about the shifts that we've made and the pivot that we've all had to make in 2020 and how for me, it's been a resource in order to, at first I was extremely resistant. I'm not going to do a Skype video and I'm not going to conduct business online because I'm a connector. I love people. The other day I had my first hug with a stranger since last year. I'm so excited about that. And so he looked at me, I looked at him, and I'm like, okay, bring it in. I know what you want, and I know what I want. And so it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. But it's made us pivot. And I think that if we look at it from a perspective of what it's allowed us to do is grow in our weakness. That's really important. And that's some of the things that I'd like to share on this call is some points in my life to where I've thought that I was going through either a down spell or a weak time, and I've had an opportunity to sit in that and be able to reflect on that and see what it was that I actually learned from the situation, or from, it was definitely an opportunity versus instead of why is this happening to me? This is happening for me, and let me figure out why this is happening for me.
Yep.
And I think that 2020 just proved that we can do anything. I mean, I think we as women, they say that, like, I read so much information. Sometimes I get like scared of myself because I'm reading so much info. But they're saying like, women lost a lot of jobs. They're saying we're being pushed back into the homes. But it's kind of like that. The funny thing is, you know why we're being pushed back in the homes? Because we have to work from home. It's not like but but then I read it, I'm like, it's such a clickbait thing. And they're saying that, women, we're losing it. No, women are the only one that we have to be at home. We're being pushed back into a home, but we're homeschooling, we're online shopping, grocery, we're making sure our children are healthy, we're taking care of our elderly, we're doing everything. And that's what women do. We're able to balance or multitask, if you want to call it, but that's what we're good at. So I read these articles and I find it funny because women, we're getting closer and closer to each other because we know we can't do it all.
Yep.
We say we can, we can't do it, because we need our tribe, we need our sisterhood, we need our family, our friends, to be part of our journey. Because when you say you can do it all, yeah, that's a great way to say it, but let's see who can finish the finish line. I think for any success is not like about what kind of car you drive or what kind of clothes you wear. Nowadays, we don't even care what kind of car you drive, what kind of clothes you wear, because it doesn't matter anymore. Success is more of the longevity, sticking to the same thing over and over that you didn't like, you didn't think you can make it, and I would tell anybody this. When I took over for women communication, I got the password to a Code Fusion website that I have never worked on a website before. I've never done Code Fusion, I've never done any of that. But because of women communication, it taught me. And so I feel I had to, like, I had nobody to help me at the time, and then I team up with someone else, and she and I worked together as a team, and we brought the women communication. When we had 10, 12 board members, it didn't happen with just me. It happened with the ladies who were part of the board. So that's why I'm thrilled to say, I look forward for this year, because besides that, we're going to talk about communication and empowerment. We're going to talk about more about our health too, our health, our wellness, full body and mind type of and mentorship. I mean, it's so important. I did a shout out to this wonderful woman. Her name is Carolyn Fisher. When I started my company in 2006, people thought it was weird, no aging. Like, who cares? Like, what do you mean, aging? And people didn't get it, and they didn't get it either. But they didn't get social media in 2006. They didn't get social media marketing. They didn't get branding. Branding, what is that word? That's like unheard of. So again, people will get it when you come together as a tribe or as a community. And I'm hoping that everyone would join us today, and where we're going to learn from each other. It's not about one person. It's more about each person has a story, and each story has an empowerment, and each empowerment, things we learn, we share so we can empower others. It's like, you remember that commercial? And when you wash your hair, I don't know, it ages me, but and you share and on, it was, what commercial is that? So when you shampoo your hair, it feels so good. Then you tell one friend and I don't know. I'm aging myself up, and I can't remember. That's the worst part. I remember that the commercial, but I can't remember what shampoo it is. So
it's the telephone effect that they're trying to say. Tell your friend, tell your friend's friend, let them know about this shampoo. Yeah. I think culturally, what's happened to us as women, at least I've experienced this in my lifetime, is that we've been told that we need to be in competition with each other, and that we need to, I had a grandmother who would say all the time, watch your weight, you're going to lose that man.
Oh my gosh.
This is as a teenager dating for the first time, and so but that's how they were cultured. You have to look a certain way, you have to present yourself a certain way. Don't go, don't let your crazy out. But now, in this sense of liberation that we're going through, it's like, look, it's okay to be unique. It's okay to be you. You are the best you that you could ever be. And without you, I mean, no one on the planet has identical thumbprints or fingerprints. And so why can't we align with that as women? why can't I love my sister, my anyone else for their uniqueness and their individuality and what they bring to the table as our tribe? And that's what I really am wanting to do. It's like, I'll bring, if we're having a feast, I'll bring the salt, you bring the pepper, somebody else bring the butter. And
Yeah.
eventually we'll get to the point to where we're creating something beautiful. And we can do that in any aspect of our life. If you're bringing, if we are empowering women through listening to our trials and the things that we've walked through, we shouldn't be shaming or guilting or placing blame on anyone. I've worked with some women that have been in some pretty hard situations. And the only thing that has allowed me to support them in their situations, I've worked with a lot of addiction patients. The only contributing factor that they've allowed me to act in was not shaming them for what they've done, not blaming them for what they've done and who they, the characteristics that they adopted through their addiction, but by loving them and accepting them and cherishing them and empowering them to, you might have been here one day. You might even be here today, saying, oh, I got to change some things. But it doesn't mean that you have to show up as that person in the very next minute. In the very next moment, you can change who you want to be. And I've done that several times in my life, from opera singer to nurse to doctrine and naturopathy. Now I'm exploring my crazy Cajun roots and figuring out I'm on this whimsical path of what do I want to do now. I've adopted several new business structures in my life, so I'm not treating patients at the moment, but I am doing things that that I want to explore. And we have not only the opportunity to explore and change our careers at any time if we're brave enough to step into it, but to explore and change ourselves. I no longer want to be a fearful person. I no longer want to be someone who speaks negativity over myself. I no longer want to be someone who is self who's situated or looks at self as the most important factor. I want to turn around and know that by doing for others and giving to others is how I want to be rewarded versus through things that are self-serving. So
yeah. And it's true. I think when we start thinking it in that way, things just come to us. That's how I see it.
Totally. Yeah.
That's how
there's a beautiful guru. He was, someone who had just passed away. He was real big in the 60s. His name was Ram Dass. And one of his famous quotes was, we're all just walking each other home, and that's what it is. Why can't, on the walk home, why do we have to exist in discord or turbulence or conflict? We really truly don't. The only time we really have conflict is the root of conflict is always fear. And so if we can get to the foundational fear as to why we're existing in conflict, the root of most religious wars, fear, the root of someone moving up in the business and, getting into a higher position than you and, you losing your edge, fear, and so we're not the root of having a beautiful woman at the table and you're sitting there with your partner and he, turns his head. We're supposed to admire beauty, and yet, we'll turn around and say things like, what are you looking at? So fear, fear is always at the foundation of what creates turbulence and discord in our lives. And so let's as women in communication, as women period, let's empower each other to overcome our fears and to step into this place of vivaciousness and longevity. Like Tonya said, the way that we get there to that place of longevity is by, I would love to say, eating right, exercising, drinking enough water, taking supplements and things like that. But the most important factor is our minds, and making sure that we have a healthy mind, even looking into those subconscious thoughts that we have, and making sure that we don't have a fear-based foundation, and that we are stepping into complete love of ourselves and of others. So
That's so true. That's so true. And so we have, there's only 6 of us on, so can we bring on everyone else? Because the other thing where I'm thinking, because I want to kind of like focus on more the education, and Emily's been helping me, but we like to call out, we want to get some speakers. We want to have some type of volunteers for different speakers. So if we have anyone out there, like Marianne, I'd like her to talk, maybe do a talk about MailChimp. I think that's the most that's one thing I'd like her to do. I told her that, yes, I could. Yeah, I want you to help with us, but can you give us a talk?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are different things that I think that people are looking for. And so if we can just bring everybody on, and if anyone wants to speak, or has a story they want to share, they want to come back and be one of our speakers, I'd love to hear more.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing, is hearing everybody's stories, because we all have a pivot. Like every one of us, especially, as you work through your career, and definitely through 2020, we've all had massive changes that have just occurred. And so, even for myself, as I mentioned, my business has always been virtual. So we had an office for like a whole 2 months. I think we got our keys 2 months before COVID hit. So we never went to the office. We gave back the keys and we've been home. So it's, but for me personally, COVID also I was the person who was always busy. I was always going. And with the pandemic, it was, okay, well, now you don't have a social calendar, and you don't have events to plan and organize, and you've got all this free time. What are you going to do with all your free time? And initially it was, well, let's fill it with every project I can think of, and let's start a new business, and let's, reorganize my entire house, because I watched 50 Netflix shows on how to organize. So let's, redo all of that. And then I was virtually schooling
my house.
No, I will. I'm so good at it now. My whole house is like super clean. But then it was virtual schooling. And then, I've got my grandparents and all this. So it's like you're balancing all this stuff. And as we talked about, it takes a village, and I wouldn't have been able to do most of it without my amazing village of people. But I pivoted into being more relaxed, and like I actually watch movies now, and I haven't started a business, Tonya, in like 6 months. It's amazing. That doesn't happen with me. I own like,
how many domain have you purchased? I want to know. How many domain you've purchased?
Oh, I own like 100 domain names. We own, like Ryan and I combined. Oh, yeah. It's
always. In the last 6 months, how many domain have you purchased in the
last 6 months? Like 12, 13.
Okay.
But that's less than normal. And none of them have been started. They've just been purchased and not started, because we really did like relax a bit. And Terry finally just joined us. We have Terry Michael on. Give her a second.
That's how you find out about digital people. Like, oh yeah, you rested? How many domain did you buy?
It's because you have to admit, like, you sit there at night, and I know your brain works like mine. You're sitting there like, this is a good business idea. I'm just gonna buy the domain name for now, so I have it and I'll get to it. And now we're like, well, here's the list of 50 projects we're gonna work on. But yeah.
I love it. So true.
Yeah, but I like the sense of calm that has kind of come over everybody. Like PR has always had a sense of like, you have to be on call. You have to pick up the phone when somebody calls. You're going, and there's no stopping for it. And through this, we've all kind of been able to take nights off and weekends off, and actually it's been really lovely. And everyone's
with our family.
Yeah, spend time with family. Yeah.
Hi, Marianne.
Hello, I heard my name, so I thought I would jump in. Yeah, I think I learned a lot about you already, but yeah, for me, 2020 has been really hard, as well as a digital nomad. I felt like my sense of freedom was lost, and I tried to focus in what I could actually control, which was my business. So I think that was a good way to pivot and find a good reason to keep working in what you love and empower yourself to, well, then eventually keep traveling again. So I think that's pretty much what happened to me. And now I'm really lucky to to work with Emily, hopefully with Tonya soon. So I know they're gonna find a way to keep myself busy.
And more to keep you busy coming up. So
yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm like, please help me.
Yeah, anybody on the call who needs help, get in touch with Mariana, because she really is amazing and awesome, and she'll get your whole business organized and all that good stuff. She's great.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
So what are you doing, Mariana? Tell me what you're doing in business.
So I started as a BA. Now I want to help coaches mostly to find a easy way to manage their business without having to spend a lot of time doing it and just focus on what they want to do, which is coaching. So I try to help them with digital marketing, trying to optimize their business systems and trying to do it faster, better, easier, efficiently.
Awesome. Yeah, I can think of somebody that I definitely have in mind for you already.
Oh, I already, when I talked to her, I already had that in mind already.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate you showing up. Like I said, yesterday I haven't been online for so long, and I was online more than 4 hours. So I got really hyper. And then so when we got on the call, I was like, oh my God, I gotta calm down. This poor girl, I probably scared her.
She knows me. You can't scare her. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. My brain goes really fast. When I figure out something, I'm like, oh my God, we can do this, this, and this, and this. So,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm excited, about having you come on board, because really, I need a virtual assistant. I really need somebody to tell me what to do, actually. And say, Tonya, you can't be spending this many hours on the line right now. You need to be doing this right now. This is who you need to be calling. Get off of Facebook. So that, like I said, I'm looking forward to getting your proposal, and we're going to implement some new stuff, and I'm hoping that you can do a talk with us to help our followers and some of our members on MailChimp. MailChimp is a big thing for us.
Absolutely.
And Cassandra and Neosha, what do you ladies do?
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hi. And Tonya, I've been to the meetings before.
Yeah,
I'm not on the board. You guys know that, right? I'm not on the board. Okay. I'm like, I think it's okay for me to be here.
Yes, we want you to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been to many of the meetings in the past, and so my work is a couple different things. What I do I have a day job, which is I work for an organization called Learning Innovation Catalyst. So it's in education. And our work is around professional development and really supporting schools and districts across the country and around the world, quite literally. Support them with their goals and vision around professional development and how to do that with leveraging technology. And so I actually support a team of coaches who have expertise in this work. And so we, really do a lot of this work. We were doing it online anyway, much like you, Emily. This is when the pandemic hit, we were already here. So it was easy transition for us. What did change was that we got more requests, and we have a lot more school districts who are our clients now. We've been trying to tell them for about 10 years that this was coming, but here they are. So, and I absolutely love that work. So I've been in education for about 24 years in administration and doing a lot of what I love to do, which is work with adults around professional development. So there's that. And then my passion organization is called Connect to Greatness. And I started Connect to Greatness as a mom of 2 African-American boys. They're actually young men now, but with the intent of supporting the social emotional wellness of boys with coaches. I call them coaches, they're mentors, but we call them coaches because that's the language that resonates with our community. And so we support the boys with their, like I said, a social emotional wellness. Of course, there's some academic support and things that go into place, but also really just grounding them in who they are and how they can be successful in this world that's super crazy right now. And so we continue to support them with their social emotional wellness, as well as grounding them to really write their own narrative and really kind of be the masters of that. In addition to, so we call that the Boys to Men Leadership Academy. And we start with middle school boys. They come in our organization at the 6th grade and they stay with us through, we started with just middle school, but now we have a high school component. So we have boys that have been with us since 6th grade and they're now in 9th grade. And it's like watching my kids grow up again. So that's part of the organization. The other part, again, because I'm a mom, this all really came about because when the killing happened with Trayvon Martin, all of that, I became very anxious and had a lot of emotions and really wanted to make sure that boys that look like my boys had a place to go, that they feel supported and valued and listened to and all of that great stuff. And there was no organization doing the work. And so I decided to create the organization to do that work. Because I was a mom that was feeling all of these emotions and stressors, I wanted to support other moms who had boys that were going through the same thing. So my husband and I decided to just, start this organization, and the other arm is called Women of Boys Empowerment Program. And so we work with the moms. I'm saying moms because most of them come from single parent households. However, there are some that are that do have 2 parents. But the moms of all of our boys, they are in the Women of Boys Leadership Program, and we really support them with their advocacy skills, their leadership, and really kind of building their confidence and getting them to tap into what their passions are, not just as a mom, but as a woman. And so we've been really fortunate again to have those moms it's been 4 years now in the program. And we recently got a grant to support 5 of them to start their own nonprofits. And so, so we're really super excited about that. So that's my passion organization. We are 4 years old. We'll be 5 years old this year. And I'm looking to start a podcast. Yay.
Nice. You're speaking to the right then.
Yeah. So I'm looking to start a podcast. It's a Connect to Greatness podcast. And so, so that's really what I've been up to. And thank you for having me.
Wow, that's great.
I actually have to jump.
Okay.
Because I have our board meeting is tonight, but I wanted to make sure I got in to say hello to everybody.
Let's make sure we can reach out. I'd love to help you with your podcast. I've been doing this since 2009. So
you have?
Yeah, I've been live streaming since 2010. I have a whole channel. I have a whole live stream. I'm building 16 streaming channel. Maybe we can do something.
Tonya, I think I have your email address somewhere.
Yeah. You want me to here, I'll just give it.
Drop it in the chat.
Women in Communication. I mean, it's AWC South Florida @gmail. That's the best way.
I was just going to get out there and try it, jump in and figure it out.
You should get out there and try it and do it. But Tonya's amazing. Like either way, get out there and do it. But Tonya's great to help you out with that. And send an email, please, because I also work with an organization that helps to fund other South Florida organizations who work with women and young boys on empowerment and all the kind, everything that you're talking about. So I'd love to connect you with them to see if they can help too.
Yes, I will do that. Where can I find everybody's email in one place? Do you what I can do is send you Emily's, everybody, because I would have a data. Yeah, because I registered, so
yeah, I would have that.
Yeah, we'll have yours.
I'll send you an email.
Okay, awesome. Thank you,
Perfect.
Emily.
Thank
Last quick thing. We are a finalist in Impact 100 for the grant.
Oh, congratulations! That's great.
Yeah.
Share
it
on our group page. I'd love to if we can help you in any way to go to the next level.
That'd be awesome.
I love online contests. So share it on our Women in Communication South Florida group page.
Okay, will do. Thanks, Tonya. Thanks, Emily. Nice meeting you all.
Nice meeting you.
Bye, ladies. Hope to see you all again soon. Happy New Year again.
Definitely. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
And Terry, you're here.
Ah, it's ever.
It's good to
But
see your face.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy New Year since last time we spoke.
Happy New Year.
So Terry, we didn't get a chance to like hear a little bit about your story. Do you want to give us a little bit about your story? Tell us.
Sure. Well, I'm the vice president of the Association of Women in Communications, and I've worn many hats regarding the healthcare industry, and I'm currently director of operations at Balance Your Life Retreat in Deerfield. It's helping people get healthy, be it water fasting, juicing, or plant-based diet. So that's currently what I'm doing, and we're becoming busier and busier.
They say that healthy people survive the pandemic. That's what they say.
You know what? And what's interesting, what you just said, I completely forgot about the pandemic. I completely forgot.
You've been so busy.
Talking about it because I'm so busy, but people are flying in, they're driving in, you know, they're so serious, and we're all like-minded. I taught a class today because they needed help teaching a class, and I brought the book, The 4 Agreements. Anybody know about the 4 Agreements?
What's that?
If you don't, I'll give you the book, because I give it out as gifts. And I brought it, and they all knew about the book, which I was thrilled about, because I want anybody I hang out with to have read it and go by the 4 Agreements.
Look it up.
It's fabulous. So Emily, do you know about it? Are you there?
I was muted. Yep. I actually do not know about it. So I would love to find out about this book. I've never heard of this.
The 4 Agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personal, always do your best. And there's one more I can't think of right now. But to me, ladies, it's the best marketing book out there. Who wouldn't want to do business with somebody who does these things, who practices that?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Who wouldn't want to do business with them? Jeanne, have you read the book?
I actually read the book, and I do an education that's based on the 4 Agreements.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. What's the 4th agreement? I missed it. Always
There's
do your best. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. I can't remember the 4th one, but it's okay.
I have it somewhere in front of me. I'll look for it. But
it's
Don
okay.
Miguel is the author.
Yeah.
And actually, they've come out with a 5th agreement that I haven't read that one yet, but I'm sure if it has anything to do, if it's anything like the 4, then it's absolutely amazing. Because you're right. When we base our life on those foundations, you know, who wants to be aligned with people that are honest? I do, you know.
Hello.
And so
and not take anything personal. I mean, that's like it's self-sabotage when you take something personal. It's self-sabotage. And it's just a whole way of thinking. But the beauty of what I'm saying is all these people, all 3, by the way, knew they read the book. They read it 20 years ago, or this or that. I said, boy, am I in good company. You know, and those are the people that come to the retreat, Jeanne. These are the people that come to the retreat. They're very open for that. You know, they've already done it, and they're open for more. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that. I don't even know who's. Is it just us who's on here now?
Well, I think we have one more person. I don't know. I think it's, I don't even know.
It's okay. Anyway, I'm done. I tooted my horn.
I think Kendra is on.
Yep, we have Kendra and Neosha still on with us.
Okay. So I wanted to do a break into rooms, but I think since we didn't have a lot of people attend, and actually there was such our database. Actually, I can't wait for Mariana to look at it. So when we send out a lot of stuff, I noticed a lot of people no longer have their emails. A lot of people, I mean, like a lot. I was like, whoa, there are a lot of people lose their jobs and like during.
Oh yeah,
unfortunately,
a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people bouncing. It was interesting how that has changed quite a bit. So we're gearing up in a different way as far as how we're communicating and how we're doing our things. But In the long run, we are wanting to be more, raising more awareness, and also, doing stuff with our members and doing classes, and anybody wants to do it, have an idea, reach out to us. So, and again, it's the more the merrier. The more, like, if you have a story, or if you have to want someone that you think we should honor, let us know. I think, we wouldn't know unless we have people listening and telling us what's up. So Emily, did you want to say anything, share anything?
No, I just, to the two ladies who joined us, to everyone who joined us, including Mariana, but thank you. I feel like she's like an honorary board member right now. And
we can vote on it whenever you want.
But I think it's so amazing to have a group of women who support each other and who are looking to support and educate and mentor other women. And I'm excited for everything to come this year. And I'm excited to line up some amazing, webinars and events and stuff going forward, all virtual, of course, so that we can start putting out there and bringing more and more women into the fold here. Because the bigger our village gets, the better we'll be anyway.
Yes, and everybody's, a lot of our people in the past, we had, most of our meetings were at the Boca Resort. So
yep.
I'm not sure if they went through the Boca Resort for us, or they came to Boca Resort because they wanted to get into Boca Resort. But then now, I think. So now it's more about online education and connection, and you have a good story you want to share with us. We're cramming up our blogging platform. I just got to install our widget so that we can start hosting our own stuff like Eventbrite. So we're going to be doing some of that, but where we want to teach our followers and members things that they would need to survive 2021, not just to survive, but to thrive. I'm tired of the word survive.
Yep.
Agreed. Let's thrive on it, because so that's the negative.
I have a question, guys. Who knows Deborah Tendrick?
I do.
Anybody? Who?
I do. We honor her. Yeah.
She is in May, in honor of moms. She is an advocate for ending child obesity.
Mm-hmm.
So she's having a 5K or something like that, to raise money. Do we want to be involved in that, to expose ourselves to?
We can talk about it when we do our board meeting. We can vote on it. We can talk about. We know about her organization. We actually kind of like helped her we honored her before she became so big.
Okay.
Yeah, right. we actually did a big event around her before she was launched.
This particular one is honoring moms.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Just, I think, go ahead.
No. She does her 5K quite a bit. She's done it in the past. I just, let's wait until we all meet, and then we can do a board thing.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying to vote on anything now. I'm just putting it out there for us to think about.
Well, and I'm sure she'll post it and stuff. So, and then anyone else, if you have any events coming up, let us know. Yeah,
her thing has been posted already, big time.
Yeah.
Post.
No, she'll reach out to us. She was, like I said, before her branding was accomplished, our old board knew her, so we end up honoring her, and then from there, it's kind of like helped her going to the next level.
Good.
So we were there in the very beginning of her, like 5 years ago.
Awesome.
All right, we actually honored her like next month, 5 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm saying it for exposure for us.
Oh yeah. No. She'll email me. There's a whole story behind that. I'll tell you more.
All right.
Don't worry. So on that note, it's about 6:07, and we'll chat some more later. I know we want to do some mentorship, but I think we're going to go ahead and round up. And so I want to let everyone know. I appreciate everyone for being on board, being here today. We'll be re-streaming this on Monday on Facebook. We'll have it on Twitter on Tuesday. Wednesday it'll be IGTV. So we'll have it on all the different social networks, and we'll re-stream it in different times, and also show it on our group page. So, but if you have any upcoming events, or if you have something that you want to share with us, go ahead and email us info@socialchats.net. And I'm actually going to pin myself for some reason. We got like, I got Terry all on. So just send us an email at info at AWC South Florida, spelled out.org. I'm getting confused. I'm usually closing it out with my socialchats.net thing. But no, so send us that. And if you want to be a speaker, just go ahead and reach out to us again. Again, it's info at awcsouthflorida.org. And I want to thank all you ladies. And I'm looking forward to all our planning and some fun stuff we're doing. And Terry, before I let you go, did you want to put a plug in for how to get a hold of you?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. TerryMichaelWellness.com. And also you're welcome to call me in my cell or text me 817-891-3305. You know, I'll plug you into what's going on at Balance for Life Florida with the retreat, and anything else that I do. So, yeah.
And also our communication director, Emily Taffel.
Sure. You can find all of my information at mugsypr.com, or you can follow me on any social media platform under Emily on the Ave.
And also Jeanne, Pitre, our secretary. How are you? Tell us how to get hold of you.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for being here today. And you can reach out to me. I have so many emails, so many companies I'm involved with. The best one that I check daily is my personal email. So that would be M as in Mary, Pitre, Pitre 504 @yahoo.com. And you can look at some of the companies that I'm involved in. If you'd like to go to the websites, they are I'm involved with Balance for Life also, but Terry's the better of the people to talk to. I'm the newbie. She's the seasoned veteran. I'm involved with NAD Treatment Center. I'm involved with, Longevity Underground, which is a nonprofit organization. And I spoke briefly about our threefold mission with that. I have a company, Longevity Collective, that sells NAD products, and longevitycollective.com. And then also the other one would be bridgewayinstitute.net. That's also an NAD center in North Florida, that you can check out some of the work that I do. Any questions, just email me, and I'd love to chat with anyone. So thank you for being here.
Okay, everybody, have a great day. And I will be back. I'm actually going to pick myself. And if you want to, we have Neosha Jones. We can't let you go without you speaking to us. But let's go ahead and let Neosha. How are you? How have you been? I'm going to pin you, actually.
Well, I didn't think I'd be camera ready, and there was actually some noise in my background earlier, so apologies for that. But yes, hi, so I'm Neosha Jones. I am a strategist and accountability partner. I actually heard about AWC probably 3 or so years ago. I attended, I think maybe 2 events in Boca. I don't think it was quite at the newer facility. I think it was before they moved to the other hotel. So,
but our education one, we had education at the Embassy Suite, and then we had the networking at the Boca Resort.
Okay, one of those, definitely. But yeah, so I'm definitely, excited to hear what you ladies have going on this year. And I'm actually closer now. I was coming up from Miami, but I live a little closer to Palm Beach now, so that's fun. But obviously everything's virtual, so so we're all closer, right?
What does your company entail? I mean, who are your clients?
So I primarily work with small businesses, and usually it is solopreneurs, particularly women of color, who are in various industries. I have one of my main clients is in the health and wellness industry. I do have some hospitality clients, and I'm pivoting, into the nonprofit world a little bit more this year. So yeah, lots of great things going on in 2021.
Good. Thank you for coming, and I look forward to get to know you more. I like looking forward to this, especially because you know what we did a really incredible talk. Emily, we should try to bring it back together. It's a while ago, but we did it at FIU. It was a talk for nonprofit and social media. I just find that we do reach out to a lot of nonprofit. We do help a lot of different people. We had I think Chris would come on to help us to do a talk. Chris, the founder of Social Media Club. He was there, and we had different people from nonprofit communication directors come on, and it was a panel discussion. We don't need to be in person now. We can just do a whole event based on it.
Right.
So I think it's something we should talk about down the road and go from there.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you coming by.
Definitely great information, ladies. And thank you all for putting this together. And I don't know if I'd missed the emails in the past, but you know, I was able to get on this call today, and I'm so happy for that.
Appreciate you for doing that. So everyone have a great day, and I'm just gonna pin myself. So, and if you want to get a hold of me, my email is Tonya, TONYA @socialchats, SOCIALCHATS.net. And I'm launching 16 live streaming websites underneath my main website, which is socialchats.co. And my 16 live streaming website would be based on different niches. So I have one just based on music and book signing and book review and arts, art gallery, live streaming, art gallery. So different things does different aspects. It's all niche marketing, niche streaming. So if you want to get more, and if you want to be on my show, just let me know. And again, everyone, thank you so much. And I think we're going to be back the second Wednesday in February for our education class, and we'll announce that. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Emily because she controls the board here.
I do. You're all stuck here, and so I turned. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Definitely, thank you all for joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now, and I'll end the session. But thank you all so much. And again, get in touch. We'd love to have any and all of you on and come and talk to us and tell your stories, because that's what it's all about.